Hello everyone. So in this video, we'll be going through a concept called event loop in JavaScript, which is one of the important and most asked question in JavaScript as well. So I'm sure by the end of this video, you'll be having a good understanding on this concept, as this includes explanation as well as code snippets to test your knowledge on this topic. So without wasting time, let's go through the slides one by one. So if you like, please do like a video, and if you feel like sharing this with someone, then please share this video. So let's start. So what is event loop and why do we need this event loop? So basically, JavaScript is a synchronous and a single threaded program language, which means it takes or executes one task after another. So consider if one task takes a long time, it blocks till that task completes, and once it completes, another task will be getting executed. In order to avoid such things, JavaScript performs a concept called event loop. So event loop is a mechanism that allows JavaScript to perform non-blocking operations despite being single-threaded. So without event loop, what used to happen in the sense long-running task would take time, and till that task finish, another task cannot be executed. So till that, it would freeze the application because it is a long-running task and it would take lot time, so it would freeze the application. User interaction, because the application has frozen, the user interaction would become unresponsive. So through event loop, smooth UI updates, efficient asynchronous operations, and better user experience was able to achieve. Some of the examples are API request and timers. So event loop has certain concepts or components included. One is call stack, one is web APIs, callback queue, microtask queue. Callback queue is also known as macrotask queue. So call stack stores a function execution context. So you consider call stack as one stack, which whatever the task comes into that, it performs execution on that task. Okay. So web APIs, browser provided feature like set timeout, DOM events, fetch API. Fetch basically it is used for calling APIs or sending data through to the APIs. So those fetch API or set timeout, DOM events, which basically browser provides it. Then comes callback queue or macro task queue. So that stores completed callback functions. Micro task queue stores promise callbacks, mutation, observer callbacks. So event loop workflow, how it executes one by one. Let's see. So code execution happens in a call stack, which I've already mentioned in the previous slide. So consider call stack as one stack. So when the code is executed, all the parts of that code comes one by one to this call stack. Async tasks move to web APIs. Completed callbacks enters queues. So whichever callback has been completed, whichever execution has been completed, it goes to the call stack queues. So event loop checks if call stack is empty. First it checks if the call stack is empty. If call stack is empty, first it runs synchronous codes. Once the synchronous code is executed, then it checks if there are any microtask queue. So microtask queue will execute first. After that, all the callback queues or a macrotask queue execute next. So considering the priority, microtask queue has more priority while considering callback queue. So before microtask queue, all the synchronous codes will get executed. So coming to the flow, call stack, first it checks if it is empty. So if event loop comes to know that call stack is empty, then it runs all the micro tasks first, and then it comes to macro task or callback queue. So this process repeats whenever the call stack is empty and it has a code to execute. So example with the set timeout. There is answer down, but don't see that answer because first you yourself go to the code and understand. So as I said in the previous video, first the synchronous code will run. So console log start, console log end, set timeout. There are three parts of code in this. So synchronous code is console.log start, console.log end, and then comes set timeout because it is a web API, and web API, as mentioned, it goes to the macro task queue. So the execution will be start, end, and then macro task queue, that is timer finished. And here there is no promise involved. So micro task code is not present in this code. So first synchronous, that is start, will execute, then end, and later timer finished. Let's move on to another example. So here if you see, there is console log, one promise and one set timeout. So if you understand till now, I'm sure you would be able to answer this. So first synchronous code, that is console log start, will execute, then check if there is another synchronous code. Yes, there is one more console.log end. So start will be first, end will be next, and then check whether there is any micro task queue or macro task queue. So there is a micro task involved here and one more macro task. So if you understood till now, priority is first for micro task and then for macro task. So as per that, promise should run first and then timeout will log. So the answer will be start, end, promise, timeout. So this is one exercise for you. So if you have understood till now, I'm sure you will be able to answer this. So I would be waiting for your response. Please do comment the answer for this question. And I'm sure if you have understood till now, you would 100% put an answer in the comment. So before starting any question, just see if it involves a micro task, macro task code, and a synchronous code. So as per that, you know that priority will be first for the synchronous ones, and then for the micro task, and then for the macro task. So as per that, apply the knowledge and answer this question. So what is the takeaway from this video is that JavaScript is a single threaded, which means it executes one task after another. So to make asynchronous behavior, so we go through a concept called event loop. Microtask queues execute before callback queue. So callback queue is another name for macrotask queue. Understanding the event loop, why it is necessary in the sense, it helps us to able to write efficient asynchronous code. Hope you have understood the execution of how event loop works and how the concept are present in that and how the execution within that happen. If you have any doubt, please do put a comment and I would be loving to answer that. So thank you for watching this video.